What is up, everybody? Back at it again with another episode of Initial Dweebs. We are still grinding away at the Civic, and we have a lot of goodies and new parts to put on it today.
Take my strong arm, Sarge!
Ah! What do you got there?
I got a strong arm.
Damn, son.
I just kind of hoped that the wagon ones, because it said they were the wagon ones, but then I was really confused because it said it was a 3-door, and I was like, but wait, if it's a wagon, wouldn't it be a 5-door?
As you saw in the last episode, we got the entire interior together and we started working on the rear bumper. We ran into a little bit of a problem with the bumper mount with this plate. We were going to weld up something, and then I decided to come back and look at the bumper one more time to kind of see if there's any other ideas that would come into my head, and boom, I had an epiphany. I took the bumper off of my car in my driveway in the middle of the night, and I removed my bumper support that was not bent, and I 3D modeled the bumper support, and we have this. This is printed out of carbon fiber, so it's going to have really good hanging strength to hang the bumper, but it's going to be brittle when it comes to sudden impact. So that's actually really optimal for something like this, because we obviously don't want it to be so strong that if he gets rear-ended that we bend the chassis or mess the chassis up. We want these things to be able to basically explode and absorb a lot of the impact. So these are printed out of carbon fiber reinforced filament, and yeah, they look great. They have weight to them. They're solid, and I tried them on my car and it worked on my bumper, at least on one side. So I'm very hopeful for that. We have these new and improved bumper clips. Last time, the bumper clips, there was a tiny little bit of a gap when we put the bumper on, so I adjusted them and reprinted them. So fingers crossed. Hopefully these ones work. Aaron also ordered some goodies.
Some shit. For after body shit. So it is a filler neck for, oh well, that's
can't open it.
Yeah. It'll go on the side right about here-ish.
Yeah, it's for the head of the
It'll be a filler neck for the radiator and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're doing a Volkswagen tucked radiator, so it's gonna have no filler neck, so we're gonna have to put it up on the engine.
And then there should be another block off plate coming and a half shaft.
Yep.
So you'll see those in the video, but not right now.
Yep. So we're gonna get the back of the car done, seal, bumper, everything back there, and then we're gonna move on here, and then we're actually gonna start doing engine shit. So we're gonna start working on the cooling system, the fuel system, the axles, the shifter, just go through every system one by one until we have everything done, and then it'll be time to start her up.
Start!
Which is pretty crazy.
And we're still on the hunt for front window trim.
Yeah,
Set.
We're missing these.
Both sides and the top.
If somebody has these, let us know, because if not, I'm just gonna 3D print. I'll take them off of my car and I'll 3D print our own. We're also missing this trim, and we're still missing the speaker cover for the door panel. We haven't been able to find that. So if anybody has any of these parts, feel free, please hit us up, let us know. We definitely need those to keep this project going.
It would be much appreciated.
All right, so we have the 3D printed part. Let's see if it fits. Well, we know it fits because that's on the other side, but whoop, it's always good to see it go on. It's very weird using a part that's gonna be 3D printed, like on something that's actually kind of structural. But it looks like they'll do. How's it look?
Looks good.
The bumper, 3D printed bumper support brackets are installed. They're pretty solid on there. Only will we be able to tell if they will actually hold up is when we put the bumper on. If they do fail, there are tiers and tiers and tiers of far stronger and more durable material above this. It's more expensive, harder to work with. but we're not afraid of a challenge. So if these don't work, we will move on to the next iteration, and then it'll be printed out of even stronger material. And ultimately, Aaron was like, he might send them out and just have billet ones made, which would be freaking stupid.
Like that's worst case scenario, like if we can't get something to work. But these are also, you said they were only 50% infill.
Yeah.
So if it was more infill, it might be a little bit more rigid. And
Well, I was also thinking about printing them hollow and then filling it with fucking urethane rubber.
Yeah.
Then they'd be like ultra strong,
just
and
make it
they'd
where
be
you can
dampening.
glue this part on and then.
Well, it'd be
fill
like,
in,
yeah, the
or-
whole, it'd be hollow in here, and there'd just be a hole in the top, and you can just stick the freaking bottle in there and just squeeze a bunch of urethane in there, pack it solid, and let it dry completely solid.
Yeah.
Then it'd be like really, really cool. So I was thinking about doing something like that too, but we'll see. They're very, very strong 3D printed materials that will absolutely hold this bumper if this one fails, and I can change the settings as well.
Worst comes to worst, these ones I think will hold it for the time being.
Yeah.
At least while it's in here. We'll see how it does when it's on the road and actually has to deal with bounces.
Yep, and you know, it's not hard to remove the bumper, so we could always do different iterations out of better material and more infill and stuff, and try those out as well. So it's not going to stop us. But yeah, they look really nice in there, way cooler than OEM. It kind of reminds me of like a new car, you know, like they kind of remind me of like a plastic ABS piece for a new car. Well, I already did some hammering on it, and the dolly set is at our house, so I'm gonna have to get crafty with it. I'm gonna use this for the back, I'm gonna use this for the front, and basically you're just gonna go around and just hammer out all of the low and high spots. All right, now we're gonna put these 3D printed clips on there before we put the bumper onto our hopefully working 3D printed bumper brackets. But they kind of go on like this. Slide on there, and then this clips into the side where we were just hammering it out. So get those on there, and then we'll put the bumper on. All right, we are going to put the bumper on now for the first time. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Oh my god, dude. Look how nice it fits. Look at this side.
Hell yeah.
That doesn't even have a clip in it. I think we bent it out further than it was stock, so it's like just holding it on there. Here's the moment of truth. The bumper brackets that I printed, they have holes that go through the bottom into the bumper bracket or into the bumper support, and they have to line up perfectly in order to actually bolt the bumper on. So let's see. Moment of truth. Let's see if it lines up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it lines up perfect. Woo! Love that. Let's tighten this up. All right.
Hell yeah.
It's on.
It's on.
It fits really nice.
It fits good.
Considering the fact that the bumper is super warped, the crash bar is bent, and
It's on its last leg.
yeah, it is. It fits really good. Look at it.
It fits real good.
Look how good that looks. It's all 3D printed clips and mounts everywhere. But she is sitting real nice. You could barely tell there was a crack there. So yeah, I mean, that's a W for sure. The back end is actually looking like a complete car again. It's crazy, it's been so long. Woo! So motivating to see it like this.
Things are happening.
So yeah, now, I mean, maybe I should push down on it.
It's solid.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the most pressure that's ever going to be on it is something like that.
Yep.
And there's no popping, no cracking. So,
Cool. Dope.
be good.
That's awesome. All right, so we got to put the strong arms on.
Strong arm.
You know, keep this hatch from clonking us in the head. It came with the new little knobby thing, so I didn't have to use the old crusty ones, which is pretty nice. All right, the strong arms are on. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Wait, do it one more time. Damn, that opens from almost the bottom by itself. That's crazy. All right, the trunk is latching. You want to give them a demonstration? Nice. Solid. Woo. All right, now we are going to drill the holes to mount the wing on to the hatch.
The wing.
All right, so we put the wing on and we marked where the holes need to be drilled on each side. So we're gonna drill the holes. It came with some screws and it came with some double-sided tape, and we're gonna put a little bit of that around the corners here. And then so when we screw it down, we're gonna push it down, and then the wing itself has little hooks that actually go underneath of the hatch that help hold it on as well. We're gonna get to drilling this out. So the wing is on there. This is what the car's sort of looking like. Obviously it looks a little weird because all of the trim pieces that are gonna be a different color are white. So, you know, you don't really see the trim on these cars painted white very often. But yeah, it looks really good. Everything works. Seal works, hatch is on there, trunks closing, the bumpers on there, everything's good, seals on there. Yeah, so now that we have that done, we're going to strip the front end off and we're going to start working on extracting this broken bolt that's been haunting Aaron's dreams for years out of the front of the K-Series. That looks really cool, dude. Oh my god. Funny thing about having ITB K-Series and a SV3 Civic is the fact that you cannot take the ITBs off without taking the front headlight panel off, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, we're gonna be removing the front headlight panel and the bumper so we can expose the front of the motor so we can get the stacks off. We're gonna put an electric water pump on here, and one of the studs for the water pump is snapped off. So we're gonna try to get that out. Fingers crossed. We've tried to get it out before and we failed every time, so we're gonna go for it now. Fucked! It's scary. All right, so what we're doing is, because it's really cold out here and also we're trying to get this free, we're torching the shit out of it in hopes that the aluminum will expand around it and it'll make it a little bit easier to come out. All right, so we were cranking this thing so freaking hard that we could see it twisting, so we decided to resort to drastic measures. We got the heat gun from the top and the torch from the bottom. We're doing some shit. Just blasting. All right, back again, different day. Obviously, we just did the rear bumper and had that all taken care of. We are threading this out, and it actually broke off a chunk out of the block. But it wasn't enough to compromise the structural integrity of the block or the seating surface of the water pump plate. So basically what we did is we retapped the hole, put a bolt in there. We used this one because we couldn't find any shorter ones. And we used some engine block high PSI JB weld just over the little piece that broke off. We made sure to grind all the sharp edges of the brake down to prevent future cracking. And so as long as you do that, make sure there's no sharp edges. If it was any worse, we would have either had to go for a new block or we would have had to take this up to a machine shop, have them weld a new ear on, grind it down, retap it. We got lucky in this scenario, so we're just gonna shoot some paint over this and it should be good to go. So we have this plate on. We have a plate for this. We have to remove these studs, which we have PTSD from this one, so that's gonna be scary. We also have a half shaft. And we have the axles, so that's what we're going to be getting to today. We're going to be getting to...
And we got a starter.
Yeah, and we just got a starter. So we're going to be getting to the exciting bits of like actually putting pieces on the K-Series engine and kind of starting on the actual swap itself, which is kind of a huge step.
It's getting done.
It's a big
Hungry.
It's a big ass burrito. We have I have this torch just sitting here on the head, just eating this surrounding area. As I'm trying to get the aluminum metal around the stud to expand just a little bit, so we can more easily back this out and maybe spray some PB on there. But because of the pitch of it, I don't think anything's gonna get back there anyway. I taped off this water pump, and we're gonna shoot it with some engine black to try to cover up this fucking sketchy fix we just did. It's not sketchy, but it you know, anytime you use JB Weld, even if it doesn't really matter, it's still sketchy.
Well, I mean, we're just kind of sketchy guys.
Yeah.
Well, I do feel like it really comes down to like who does the work.
So basically, if you want to get one of these studs out of a block and you don't already know the double nutter, let me enlighten you. You put one nut on, just like that. All right. Then you put another one on, and since, you know, we're ghetto, we have two different size freaking nuts, and one is a nylon. But you put this on, butt it right up against it. Just like that, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this one, and you're gonna tighten them against each other. Boom, like that. Now, what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna put a wrench on, and you're gonna fucking turn it.
And where's the part where you break it off?
Don't do it. It actually is coming out really easily, and I think it's because I heated the crap out of the block. We should have did that with the first one, but you live and you learn.
We
and you
tried
love
multiple times.
without holding back.
I was heating it up.
But the problem is, the first one is the one that always comes out easily.
Yup.
It's the second one that likes to break off on you.
Yeah. There wasn't any instructions, so they just get what's in between my ears, which isn't very good. So hopefully.
Come on,
it
Aaron.
works. But yeah, this is gonna go on
Be nice to yourself.
on that side over there. And
I'm gonna
then-
talk shit to you, but you gotta be nice to yourself.
That's fine. And then I'm gonna take this and then set it on this,
The old slapperoo on there.
and then put
Trick.
those on there,
Okay.
and then I have a filament.
Alright, as you saw from that B-roll, we have this put on, everything's painted. We have the starter on, we have the little coolant plate here. The coolant plate, for this coolant plate, we have to wait until we actually install these. And what we're going to be doing now is we're just going to start working on the electric water pump system, and then we have all that over there, so let's go over there. Alright, right here we have the K-tuned electric water pump kit with
Basically, essentially, we have,
what do we have?
I don't know.
Well, you have the K-tuned alternator bracket, the slim alternator bracket.
Nice.
We have all of the AN lines. We have the electric water pump. We have the pigtails. We have all the fittings. And basically, we're going to try to install this. We might have to make a bracket or something to put this somewhere, maybe on the back of the engine. But yeah, that's what we're getting to next.
What are you doing?
Well, howdy there, partners. Well, what I've been doing is I've been putting this here water pump, electric water pump on here with the electric water pump bracket, which makes our lives very easy. And yeah, and we're about to put this little AN adapter, which
Maybe.
hell no, dude.
Hell no.
You need a giant wrench.
Aaron!
But yeah,
Here's
so
the
I mean,
wires.
this looks really nice. It looks really.
No, those are at the house.
I'm really liking the vibe of this here whole water pump thing. It's all these shiny billet pieces and stuff that you won't be able to see because when you put this on, look, it's like completely hidden.
His stuff.
But you know, it'll have a cleaner look.
They're there.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I really like the fact that the K-tuned kit has an option to buy this bracket, and it just makes everything easy because all the swaps and everything that we've been doing up till this point, we usually make everything in-house, fabricate everything, and although that's fun and it's okay, we're on time constraints here, and something like this really helps speed up the process. All right, so before we put the water pump on, we are going to put the fittings on. So we have the inlet fitting, which is going to go to the AN fitting that goes up to the block off, and then we're also going to have this one that comes out of the out, and this one will basically run to the bottom of the radiator. So we're going to put these in first, so if it's tight in there, we're not going to be in there struggling with a wrench. Thread in, please. So we have that threaded in there. We'll tighten that down, and then we're going to do the same with this side.
Whoa, he's got the right tools for the job.
Premium AN wrench we got here. Definitely not going to scratch the fitting at all. All right, we got the water pump being threaded on. It's kind of a pain in the ass, so I'm not going to lie. They want you to take these two little bolts and they want you to stick them in from the back.
From the back!
You can't put it on beforehand because this bolt would be impossible to put in there. So, I mean...
How are you supposed to pull that off?
I think the kit itself still makes it worth it, even if it's a little inconvenient, because it's better than making a bracket, I guess, but definitely isn't like optimal.
Wrench.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I forgot to tighten this bolt back here. We could probably still tighten it with a wrench, but I had to cut this Allen wrench down because it wouldn't fit back there. Another reason why this is kind of a pain in the ass, but I'm still grateful that it exists. And yeah.
This is why we take forever to do anything, because we're always forgetting stuff.
We're always missing steps.
Going backwards.
But you know what?
Smoking joint.
Here at Initial Dweebs, we take the utmost care of our AN fittings. This is actually an AN brace. Yep.
Did we do it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up in there.
Now we gotta do the other side.
Fuck.
We got the hose made up. And now I'm putting that Teflon on there. Make sure we get a nice seal in there, you know what I'm saying? Try number 2. We had to shorten it up, and there it is. It's fitting on there perfectly. Nice, that looks really good.
Hell yeah.
Now we just need to tighten it up, tighten all these fittings up, and then we'll move on to the next thing. All right, so we have the water plate, we have the electric water pump and the starter all mounted and good to go. We're working on mounting the alternator bracket. Aaron has to swap the pulley on the alternator out for the pulley that the kit came with, because we don't know why. Maybe the alternator pulley spacing is different, but we're gonna put it on because it came with it. So yeah, that's what we're working on now. Hopefully the alternator that came on the engine that came from Japan fits with this kit. We'll find out, but yeah, we're making pretty good progress. It's really, really cool to see all this stuff on the engine. Like, it's pretty crazy. All right, on this episode of sketchy shit, we're gonna try to. Oh no, it's rotating. 1 second, let's tighten this boy up. Ready to take this hog for a ride? Oh my god, that was the worst case scenario. Sorry, new heater.
Oh, God.
Oh no! Oh no, dude, look at this. Heater down. We've resorted to the good old reliable. We're gonna heat the nut, and hopefully the nut expands around the shaft. and it actually comes off. All right, so we sacrificed the stock pulley, so now we have to put that one on. And so we tightened it so much that it literally is folding the pulley. And I know you could put a wrench on there and use like a specialty socket, but we don't have that. So this is what we're doing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Oh, it did.
It's going.
Ha
It's so rusted. Oh, now it came out. But hey, we're making headway, so we'll just...
We got it broken.
So we found out that the alternator will not work. It is not the right one. It doesn't even fit the bracket, so he's gonna have to order one online. So while we're waiting for that, we got this flat stock because we're gonna mount this Volkswagen Scirocco radiator that mounts upside down. So we're gonna have to get rid of this breather tube, but we are gonna mount this up in here. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some L brackets that come out and come up to these threaded holes on each side, and they're gonna have foam padding. And then I'm gonna have brackets that go from here to here and from here to here, and that should hold it steady. We have the electric water pump right there. As you can see, the outlet goes right there, and then it'll go all the way to here where the outlet on the radiator is, in this conveniently placed cutout, and it'll 90 into there. Then this one we're gonna have to get a little, I think just a regular S we could probably make work, even if we have to cut the middle and use like a hard line in the middle. I think we'll make it work, but it definitely looks cool in there, the radiator. We got all that stuff in there done. So yeah, let's just start chopping up some steel and get this thing going. Alright, so the L brackets are all fabbed up and ready to be welded into the car. Aaron's mocking up one of the side top brackets. But basically what we have going on here is they bolt here, and these aren't those screws that we'll be using. These are just temporarily what we have to just get by. I welded 2 holes in the bottom here, and they're going to be plug welds. So I'm going to mark with the Sharpie where these brackets go. And then we'll pull the radiator off, we'll put the brackets back in, and then we will plug weld them to the radiator support, so it'll become a permanent piece. And then these ones will be removable, so you can just take these top brackets off, take these bottom nut bolts off,
Perfect.
and we'll just be able to slide the radiator right out the top. So
Look at the size of this one.
all right, so we got the brackets. They're gonna have to be painted next time we come out here, but they're on there, and look how sturdy that is. I mean, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make the bracket come down and then shoot over straight, because this angle kind of bothers me, but it's not going to be seen because the cow's here, the bumper's here, everything. It's going to be almost impossible to see back here. We're also going to be running like the catch can, the overflow and stuff over here. So in the spirit of getting stuff done in a more timely manner, we're just going to send it like this. But look, solid, super solid. It clears the, you see it barely clears the freaking water pump in there. And we'll put the fans on the outside. But yeah, I mean, this is looking really put together now. It's really nice.
It's starting to get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to look like a car with the radiator and all these goodies. And we got the shift linkage. We got everything.
We got everything pretty much.
Yep.
For the, I just need to order the alternator.
Yep. We gotta get the alternator. But yeah.
And then, yeah, then it's just kind of bolting everything up. Well, I guess I need to we're gonna use a lot of the old brake stuff, but I think I'm gonna need to buy some stuff for the brakes.
All right, everybody, that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got a lot done on this car in the video. We got all the back done, and we finally started cracking away at the
Engine shit.
engine stuff. And man, it's so fun doing the engine stuff. It's such a wonderful change of pace, considering the fact that all we've been doing is sanding and doing body work forever. And he got all bolt-on stuff. We have to make little brackets here and there, but that's okay. For the most part, this is gonna be so straightforward and so easy. It's just gonna feel so rewarding every time we put something on.
Yeah. Instant gratification now.
Yep. And every time we come out here, we'll be cracking out a lot because we have pretty much all the parts. We just need to get an alternator. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for future updates on this Civic build. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Peace.